Welcome, sweet prince, to London, to your chamber. Welcome, dear cousin, my thoughts sovereign. The weary way hath made you melancholy. No, uncle, but our crosses on the way have made it tedious, wearisome, and heavy. I want more uncles here to welcome me. Sweet prince, the untainted virtue of your years hath not yet dived into the world's deceit. No more can you distinguish of a man than of his outward show, which, God he knows, seldom or never jumpeth with the heart. Those uncles which you want were dangerous. Your grace attended to their surged words, but looked not on the poison of their hearts. God keep me from them, and from such false friends. God keep me from false friends. But they were none. My lord, the mayor of London comes to greet you. God bless your grace with health and happy days! I thank you, good my lord, and thank you all! I thought my mother and my brother York would long ere this have met us on the way. Fie, what a slug is Hastings that he comes not to tell us whether they will come or no. And a good time! Here comes the sweating lord. On what occasion, he knows not I, the queen your mother and your brother York, have taken sanctuary. The dear prince would fain have come with me to meet your grace, but by his mother was perforce withheld. Fie! What an indirect and peevish course is this of hers! Lord Cardinal, will your grace persuade the queen to send the Duke of York unto his princely brother presently? If she deny, Lord Hastings, go with him, and from her jealous arms pluck him perforce. My lord of Buckingham, if my weak oratory can from his mother win the Duke of York, I don't expect him here. But if she be obdurate to mild entreaties, God in heaven forbid we should infringe the holy privilege of blessed sanctuary. Not for all this land would I be guilty of so deep a sin. Mark too senseless obstinate, my lord, too ceremonious and traditional. Weigh it but with the grossness of this age, you break not sanctuary in seizing him. The benefit thereof is always granted to those whose dealings have deserved the place, and those who have the wit to claim the place. This prince hath neither claimed it nor deserved it, and therefore, in mine opinion, cannot have it. Then, taking him from thence, that is not there. You break no privilege nor charter there. Oft have I heard of sanctuary men, but sanctuary children, never till now. My lord, you shall overrule my mind for once. Come on, Lord Hastings, will you go with me? I go, my lord. Good lords, make all the speedy haste you may. Say, Uncle Gloucester, if our brother come, where shall we sojourn till our coronation? Where it seems best unto your royal self. If I may counsel you, some day or two, your highness shall repose you at the Tower. Then, where you please, shall be thought most fit for your best health and recreation. I do not like the Tower of any place. Did Julius Caesar build that place, my lord? He did, my gracious lord, begin that place, which, since succeeding ages have re-edified. Is it upon record, or else reported successively from age to age he built it? Upon record, my gracious lord. What say, my lord? It were not registered. Methinks the truth should live from age to age, as to a retail to all posterity, even to the general all-ending day. So I, so young, they say, do never live long. What say you, uncle? I say, without character's fame, lives long. Thus, like the formal vice, iniquity, I moralize two meanings in one word. That Julius Caesar was a famous man. With what his valor did enrich his wit set down to make his valor live. Death makes no conquest of this conqueror, for now he lives in fame, though not in life. I'll tell you what, my cousin Buckingham. What, my gracious lord? And if I live until I be a man,
I'll win our ancient right in France again, or die a soldier as I lived a king.
Should somebody's lightly have a forward swing?
Ah, now a good time. Comes the Duke of York.
Richard of York, how fares our loving brother? Well, my dread lord, so must I call you now. Hi, brother. To our grief, as it is yours. Too late he died that might have kept that title, which by his death hath lost much majesty.
How fares our cousin, noble lord of York?
I thank you, gentle uncle. Oh, my lord, you said that idle weeds are fast in growth. The prince, my brother, hath outgrown me far.
He hath, my lord.
And therefore is he idle?
Oh, my fair cousin!
I must not say so. Then he is more beholding to you than I?
He may command me as my sovereign, but you have power in me as in a kinsman.
I pray you, uncle, give me this dagger.
My dagger? Little cousin, with all my heart.
A beggar, brother? Of my kind uncle that I know will give, and being but a toy, which is no grief to give.
A greater gift than that I'll give my cousin?
A greater gift? Oh, that's the sword to it.
Hi, gentle cousin. Word light enough.
Oh, then I see you will part, but with light gifts. In weightier things you'll say a beggar nay.
It is too heavy for your grace to wear.
I weigh it lightly, wear it heavier.
What? Would you have my weapon, little lord?
I would, that I might thank you as you call me.
How?
Little. My lord of York will still be cross and talk. Uncle, your grace knows how to bear with him.
You mean to bear me?
Not to bear with me. Uncle, my brother mocks both you and me. Because that I am little, like an ape, he thinks that you should bear me on your shoulders.
With what a sharp provided witty reasons to mitigate the scorn he gives his uncle, he prettily and aptly taunts himself. So cunning and so young is wonderful.
My lord, would it please you to pass along? Myself and my good cousin Buckingham will to your mother, to entreat her to meet you at the tower and welcome you.
What? Will you go into the tower, my lord?
My lord protector needs will have it so.
I shall not sleep in quiet at the tower.
Why? What should you fear?
Mary, my Uncle Clarence angered ghost. My grandam told me he was murdered there.
I fear no uncles dead.
Nor none that live, I hope.
And if they live, I hope I need not fear. But come, my lord, with a heavy heart thinking on them, go I into the tower.
Thank you, my lord. This little prating York was not incensed by his subtle mother to taunt and scorn you thus opprobriously.
No doubt, no doubt. Oh, 'tis a perilous boy, bold, quick, ingenious, forward, capable. He is all the mothers, from the top to the toe.
Well, let them rest. Commander Gatsby! Thou art sworn as deeply to the effect what we intend as closely to conceal what we impart. Thou knowest our reasons urged upon the way. What thinkest thou? Is it not an easy matter to make William Lord Hastings of our mind for the installment of this noble duke in the seat royal of this famous isle?
He, for his father's sake, so loves the prince, that he will not be one to aught against him.
What thinkest thou then of Stanley? Not he?
He will do all in all as Hastings doth.
Well then, no more but this. Go, gentle Gatsby. How he doth set effect to our purpose, and summon him tomorrow to the tower to sit about the coronation. If thou dost find him tractable to us, encourage him, and tell him all our reasons. If he be leaden, icy, cold, unwilling, be thou so too. And so, break off his talk, and give us notice of his inclination. For we tomorrow hold divided councils, wherein thyself shalt highly be employed.
Commend me to Lord William. Tell him, Gatsby, his ancient knot of dangerous adversaries tomorrow are let blood at Pomfret Castle. And then, my lord, for joy of this good news, give Mistress Shaw one gentle kiss the more.
Good Gatsby, go effect this business soundly.
My good lords both, with all the heed I can.
Shall we hear from you, Gatsby, ere we sleep?
You shall, my lord.
At Crosby House, there shall you find us both.
Now, my lord, what shall we do if we perceive Lord Hastings will not yield to our complaints?
Chop off his head! Something we will determine. And look, when I am king, claim thou of me the earldom of Hereford, and all the movables, whereof the king my brother was possessed.
I'll claim that promise at your grace's hand.
Yet look to have it yielded without kindness. Come, let us sup betimes, that afterwards we may digest our complots in some form.
Who knocks?
One from Lord Stanley!
What is the clock?
Upon the stroke of 4.
Cannot, my Lord Stanley, sleep these tedious nights.
So it appears by that I have to say. First, he commends him to your noble self.
What then?
Then certifies your lordship that this night he dreamt the boar had raised it off his helm. Besides, he says there are 2 councils kept, and that may be determined at the one which may make you and him to rue at the other. Therefore he sends to know your lordship's pleasure, if you will presently take horse with him, and with all speed post with him toward the north, to shun the danger that his soul divines.
Go, fellow, go. Return unto thy lord. Bid him not fear the separated council. His honor and myself are at the one, and at the other is my good friend Gatsby, where nothing can proceed that toucheth us, whereof I shall not have intelligence. Tell him his fears are shallow, without incense, and for his dreams I wonder he's so simple to trust the mockery of unquiet slumbers. To fly the boar before the boar pursues, but to incense the boar to follow us, and make pursuit where he did mean no chase. Go, bid thy master arise and come to me, and we will both together to the tower, where he shall see the boar will use us kindly.
I'll go, my lord, and tell him what you say.
Many good mornings to my noble lord! Good morning, Gatsby. You are early stir. What news? What news? In this our tottering state.
It is a reeling world indeed, my lord, and I believe will never stand upright till Richard wear the garland of the realm.
Hell? Wear the garland? Dost thou mean the crown? Aye, my good lord. I'll have this crown of mine cut from my shoulders before I'll see the crown so foul misplaced. But canst thou guess that he doth aim at it? Aye, of my life, and hopes to find you forward upon his party for the gain thereof. And thereupon he sends you this good news. This same very day your enemies, the kindred of the Queen, must die at Pomfret. Indeed. I have no mourning for that news, because they have been still my adversaries. But then I'll give my voice on Richard's side, to bar my master's heirs in true descent. God knows I will not do it to the death.
God keep your lordship in that gracious mind.
But I shall laugh at this a 12-month hence. That they which brought me and my master's aid, I live to look upon their tragedy. Well, Gatsby, ere a fortnight make me older, I'll send some packing that yet think not aught.
'Tis a vile thing to die, my gracious lord, when men are unprepared and look not for it.
Oh, monstrous, monstrous. And so falls it out with rivers rolling grey. And so 'twill do with something else that think themselves as safe as thou and I, who, as thou knowest, are dear to Princely Richard and to Buckingham.
The princes both make high account of you, for they account his head upon the breeze.
I know they do, and I have well deserved it. Come on, come on! Where is your boar, spearman? For are you the boar? And go so unprovided? My lord! Good morrow! Good morrow, Gatsby! You may jest on, but by the holy rood, I do not like these civil councils. Aye, my lord, I hold my life as dear as you do yours, and never in my days, I do protest, was it so precious to me as 'tis now. Thank you, but that I know our estate secure. I would be so triumphant as I am the lords at Pomfret when they rode from London, when Jock and his opposed their states were sure, and they indeed had no cause to mistrust. But yet, you see how soon the day are cast. This sudden stab of rancor I misdoubt. Pray God, I say, I prove a needless coward. What? Shall we toward the tower? The day is spent. Go, haven't you? What you want, my lord? Today the lords you talked of are beheaded. They, for their truth, might better wear their heads than some that have accused them wear their hats. But come, my lord, that's the way. Go on before. I'll talk with this good fellow. How now, sirrah? How goes the world with thee?
We better your lordship please ask.
I tell thee, man, 'tis better with me now than when thou mettest me last, when now we meet. Then was I going prisoner to the tower by the suggestion of the Queen's allies. But now I tell thee, keep to thyself. This day those enemies are put to death, and I in better state than ever I was.
God hold it, to your honor's good content.
Grow mercy, fellow. There, drink that for me.
I thank your honor. Well met, my lord. I am glad to see your honor.
Ah, thank thee, good Sir John, with all my heart. I am in your debt for your last exercise. Come, the next Sabbath, and I will content you.
I'll wait upon your lordship.
What? Talking with the priest, Lord Chamberlain? Your friends at Pomfret, they do need the priest. Your honor had no tribe in working out. Good faith. And when I met this holy man, the men you talk of came into my mind. What? Go you toward the tower? I do, my lord. But long I cannot stay there. I shall return before your lordship hits. Nay, like enough, for I stay dinner there, and supper too. Although thou knowest it not. Come, will you go? I'll wait upon your lordship.
Yeah! Bring forth the prisoners! Sir Richard Ratcliffe, let me tell thee this. Today shalt thou behold a subject die for truth, for duty, and for loyalty.
God bless the prince from all the back of you, and not you all of damned bloodsuckers. You shall live, not shall cry, but as hereafter.
Dispatch! The limit of your lives is out!
Oh, Pomfret! Pomfret!
Oh, thou bloody prison! Fatal and ominous to noble peers! Within the guilty closure of thy walls, Richard II here was hacked to death, and For more slander to thy dismal seat, we give to thee our guiltless blood to drink.
Now Margaret scares fell upon our heads when she exclaimed on Hastings, "You and I were standing by when Richard stabbed us all."
Then curse ye Richard, then curse ye Buckingham, then curse ye Hastings. Oh, remember God to hear our prayers for them, as now for us. And for my sister and her princely sons, be satisfied, dear God, with our true blood, which, as thou knowest, unjustly must be spilled. Make haste! The hour of death is expiate! Come, Grey, come, forth, let us here embrace. Farewell, until we meet again in heaven.
Now, noble peers, the cause why we are met is to determine of the coronation. In God's name, speak. When is the royal day? Is all things ready for the royal time? It is. The once, but nomination.
Tomorrow, when I judge a happy day.
Who knows the Lord protects his mind herein? Who is most inward with the noble Duke?
Your Grace, we think, should soonest know his mind.
We know each other's faces. For our hearts, he knows no more of mine than I of yours. For I of his, my lord, than you of mine. Lord Hastings, you and he are near in love. I thank his grace. I know he loves me well, but for his purpose in the coronation, I have not sounded him, nor he delivered his gracious pleasure any way therein. But you, my honorable lords, may name the time, and in the Duke's behalf I'll give my voice, which I presume he'll take in gentle part.
In happy time, here comes the Duke himself. My noble lords and cousins all, good morrow. I have been long a sleeper, but I trust my absence doth neglect no great design which by my presence might have been concluded.
Had you not come upon your cue, my lord, William Lord Hastings had pronounced your part. I mean, your voice for crowning of the king.
Then my Lord Hastings no man might be bolder. His lordship knows me well, and loves me well. My Lord of Ely, when I was last in Holborn, I saw good strawberries in your garden there. I do beseech you, send for some of them. Marry and will, my lord, with all my heart. Cousin of Buckingham, a word with you. Gadsby hath sounded Hastings in our business, and finds the testy gentleman so hot that he will lose his head ere give consent as master's child, and worshipfully, he terms it, shall lose the royalty of England's throne. Withdraw yourself a while. I'll go with you.
We have not yet set down this day of triumph. Tomorrow, in my judgment, is too sudden. For I myself am not so well provided as else I would be, were the day prolonged.
Where is my lord the Duke of Gloucester? I have sent for these strawberries.
Marry, that with no man here he is offended. For were he had shown it in his looks. I pray God he be not, I say.
I pray you all, tell me what they deserve that do conspire my death with devilish plots of damned witchcraft, and yet have prevailed upon my body with their hellish charms.
Within the love I may your grace, my lord, makes me most forward in this princely presence to do the offenders, whosoe'er they be. I say, my lord, they have deserved their death.
Then be your eyes the witness of their evil, Look how I am bewitched. Behold, mine arm is like a blasted sapling, withered up. And this is Edward's wife, that monstrous witch, consorted with that harlot. Strumpet sure that by the witchcraft thus have mocked me.
If I have done this, my lord,
If thou project of this damned strumpet, talkest thou to me of ifs. Thou art a traitor, off with his head. Now by St. Paul, I swear I will not die until I see the same. Lovell and Ratcliffe, look at him be done. The rest that love me, rise and follow me.
Woe for England, not a whit for me. For I, too fond, might have prevented this. Stanley did dream the ball, did raise our helms, but I did scorn it and disdain to fly. 3 times today my footcloth horse did stumble, and started when he looked upon the tower, as loath to bear me to the slaughterhouse. Oh, now I need the priest that spake to me. I now repent, I told the best all, as too triumphant. How mine enemies today at Pomfret bloody were butchered, and now myself secure in grace and favour. Oh, Margaret, now thy heavy curse is lighted on poor Hastings' wretched ear.
Come, dispatch. The Duke would be at dinner. Make a sword swift. He longs to see your head.
Oh, momentary grace of mortal men, which were more hunt for than the grace of God. Who builds his hope in air of your good looks, lives like a drunken sailor on a mast, ready with every nod to double down into the fatal bowels of the deep.
Come, dispatch. 'Tis bootless to exclaim.
Oh, bloody Richard! Miserable England! Prophesy the fearfulest time to thee that ever wretched age had looked upon. Come, lead me to the block. Bear him my head. Nay, smile at me, who shortly shall be dead.
Come, cousin. Canst thou quake and change thy colour? Murder thy breath in the middle of a word? And then again begin and stop again, as if thou wert distraught and mad with terror?
Judge, I can't counterfeit the deep tragedian. Speak and look back, and pry on every side. Tremble and start at wagging of a straw, intending deep suspicion. Ghastly looks are at my service, like in full-set smiles, and both are ready in their offices at any time to graze my stratagems. What? Is Gatsby gone?
Yes. And see, he brings the mayor along.
Lord Mayor!
Look to the droppings there!
Look! A drone!
Gatsby! Or look the walls!
Lord Mayor! The reason we have sinned!
Look back! Defend me! Here are enemies!
God and I is defending Goddess!
Be patient! They are friends. Ratcliffe and Lovell. Here is the head of that ignoble traitor, the dangerous and unsuspected Hastings. Oh, so dear, I loved that man that I must weep. I took him for the plainest harmless creature that breathed upon the earth, a Christian. Made him my book, wherein my soul recorded the history of all her secret thoughts.
So smooth he daubed his vice with show of virtue.
That is apparent open guilt omitted. I mean, his conversation with Shaw's wife. He lived from all attainder of suspects.
Well, he was the covert, sheltered traitor that ever lived. Look, my Lord Mayor! Would you imagine, or almost believe, were it not that by great preservation we live to tell it, that the subtle traitor this day had plotted in the council house to murder me and my good Lord of Gloucester? Had he done so?
What? Think you we are Turks or infidels? Well, that we would, against the form of law, proceed thus rashly in the villain's death, but that the extreme peril of the case, the peace of England, and our person's safety had forced us to this execution?
Now, fair before you, he deserved his death. In your good graces, both have well proceeded to warn false traitors from the like attempts. I never looked for better in his hand after he once fell in with Mr. Shaw. Yet, had we not determined he should die, until your lordship came to see his end, which now the loving haste of these our friends, something against our meanings, have prevented. Because, my lord, I would have had you heard the traitor speak, and deborously confess the manner and the purpose of his treasons, that you might well have signified the same unto the citizens who haply may misconstrue us in him, and wail his death. But, my good lord, your grace's word shall serve, as well as I had seen and heard him speak. And do not doubt, right noble princes both, but I'll acquaint our duteous citizens with all your just proceedings in this cause.
And to that end, we wish your lordship here to avoid the censures of the carping world.
But since you come too late of our intent, yet witness what you hear we did intend. And so, my good Lord Mayor, we bid farewell.
Go after cousin Buckingham. The mayor towards Guildhall hies him in all post. There, at your meetest advantage of the time, infer the bastardy of Edward's children. Tell them how Edward put to death a citizen only for saying he would make his son heir to the crown. Meaning, indeed, his house, which, by the sign thereof, was termed so. Moreover, urge his hateful luxury and bestial appetite enchained of lust, which stretch unto their savage daughters' wives, even where his raising eye or savage heart, without control, lusted to make a prey. Nay, for a need, thus far come near my person. Tell them, with that my mother went with child, of that insatiate Edward, noble York, my princely father, then had wars and fraughts, and by true computation of the time, found that the issue was not his begot, which well appeared in his lineaments, being nothing like the noble Duke my father, yet touched this sparingly, as 'twere far off, because my lord, you know my mother lives.
Now not, my lord! I'll play the orator, as if the golden fee for which I plead were for myself. It's my lord! Adieu!
If you thrive well, bring them to Baynard's Castle, where you shall find me well accompanied with reverend fathers and well-learned bishops.
I go, and towards 3 or 4 o'clock, look for the news that the Guildhall affords.
Go, Lovell, with all speed to Dr. Shaw. Go down to Fry and Penker. Bid them both meet me within this hour at Baynard's Castle. Now will I go to take some privy order to draw the brats of Clarence out of sight, and to give order that no manner person have any time recourse unto the princess. Here is the indictment of the good Lord Hastings. which, on a set hand, fairly is engrossed, that it may be today the rare or in Paul's. And mark how well the sequel hangs together. 11 hours I have spent to write it over. For yesternight my Gatsby was it sent me. The precedent was full as long a doing, and yet within these 5 hours Hastings lived, untainted, unexamined, free at liberty. Here's the good word of the while, who is so gross, yet cannot see this powerful device? Yet who so bold, but says he sees it not? Bad is the word, and all will come to naught. Such ill dealing must be seen in thought. How now? What say the citizens?
Now, by the Holy Mother of our Lord, the citizens of Mum, say not a word.
Touch you the bastardy of Edward's children?
I did, with his contract with Lady Lucy, and his contract by deputy in France. The unsatiate greediness of his desire, and his enforcement of the city wives. His tyranny for trifles, his own bastardy, as being got. Your father then in France, and his resemblance being not like the Duke. With all I did infer your lineaments, being the right idea of your father both in your form and nobleness of mind. Laid open all your victories in Scotland, your discipline in war, wisdom in peace, your bounty, virtue, fair humility, indeed! Left nothing fitting for your purpose untouched, or slightly hand-led in discourse, and when mine oratory drew to an end, I bid them that did love their country's good cry, God save Richard, England's royal king.
And did they so?
No, so God help me, they spake not a word, but like dumb statues or breathing stones, stared each on other, and looked deadly pale, which, when I saw, I reprehended them and asked the mayor what meant this willful silence. His answer was the people were not used there to be spoke to, but by the recorder. Then he was urged to tell my tale again. Thus saith the Duke, thus hath the Duke inferred, but nothing spake and warrant from himself. When he had done, some followers of mine own, at the low end of the hall, hurled up their caps, and some 10 voices cried, God save King Richard! And thus I took advantage of those few. Thanks, little citizens and friends, quoth I. This general applause and general shout argues your wisdoms and your love to Richard. And even here, break off and came away.
What tongueless blocks were they? Would they not speak?
No, by my troth, my lord.
Will not the mayor then and his brethren come?
The mayor's here at hand. Pretend some fear, but not you spoke with, but by mighty suit. And look, you get a prayer book in your hand, and stand between 2 churchmen, good my lord. For on that ground I'll make a holy discard, and be not easily what our requests. Play the maid's part, still air today, and take it.
I go, and if you plead as well for them as I could say nay to thee for myself, no doubt we bring it to a happy issue.
Go, up to the leech. The Lord Mayor knocks. Welcome, my lord! My dad's attendants here! I think the Duke will not be spoke with all. Now catch me! What says your lord to my request?
He doth entreat your grace, my noble lord, to visit him tomorrow or next day. He is within, and with 2 right reverend fathers, divinely bent to meditation, and in no worldly suits would he be moved to draw him from his holy exercise.
Return, good Gatsby, the gracious Duke, tell him myself, the mayor and aldermen, in deep designs, in matter of great moment, no less important than our general good. I come to have some conference with his grace.
I'll signify so much unto him straight.
My lord, this prince is not an Edward. He is not lulling on a lewd love bed, but on his knees at meditation, not dallying with a brace of courtesans, but meditating with deep divines, not sleeping to engross his idle belly, but praying to enrich his watchful soul. Happy were England, would this virtuous prince take on his grace the sovereignty thereof, but sure, I fear we shall not win him to it. Marry, God defend his grace should say us nay. I fear he will. Ah, here Catesby comes again. Now Catesby, what says his grace?
My lord, you want as to what end you have assembled such troops of citizens to come to him, his grace not being warned thereof before. He fears, my lord, you mean no good to him.
Sir, I am my noble cousin should suspect me that I mean no good to him. By heaven, we come to him in perfect love, and so once more return and tell his grace. Oh, when holy and devout religious men are at their beads, 'tis much to draw them hence. So sweet is zealous contemplation. To clergyman, deep robes of virtue for a Christian prince, to stay him from the fall of vanity. Let's see, a book of prayer in his hand, true ornaments to know a holy man. Famous Plantagenet, most gracious prince, lend favorable ear to our request, and pardon us the interruption of thy devotion and right Christian zeal.
My lord, there needs no such apology. I do beseech your grace to pardon me, who, in earnest in the service of my God, defer the visitation of my friends. But, leaving this, what is your grace's pleasure?
Even that I hope which pleaseth God above, and all good men of this ungoverned hour.
I do suspect I have done some offense that seems disgracious in the city's eye, and that you come to reprehend my ignorance.
You have, my lord. Would it might please your grace on our entreaties to amend your fault?
Else, wherefore breathe I in a Christian land?
Know then it is your fault that you resign the supreme seat, the throne majestical, the sceptred office of your ancestors, your state of fortune, and your due of birth, the lineal glory of your royal house, to the corruption of a blemished stock, whilst in the mildness of your sleepy thoughts, which here we wake into our country's good, the noble isle doth want her proper limbs, her face defaced with scars of infamy, a royal stock graft with ignoble plants, and almost shouldered in the swallowing gulf of dark forgetfulness and deep oblivion, which to recur, we heartily solicit your gracious self to take on you the charge and kingly government of this your land, not as protector, steward, substitute, or lowly factor for another's gain, but as successively from blood to blood, your right of birth, your empery, your own for this, consorted with the citizens, your very worshipful and loving friends, and by their vehement instigation, in this just cause come I to move your grace. I cannot tell and to depart in silence, or bitterly to speak in your reproof. Best fitteth my degree, or your condition, if not to answer,
You might happily think tongue-tied ambition, not replying, yielded to bear the golden yoke of sovereignty, which fondly you would here impose on me. If to reprove you for this suit of yours, so seasoned with your faithful love to me, then, on the other side, I checked my friends, therefore, to speak and to avoid the first, and then in speaking not to incur the last. Definitively thus, I answer you. Your love deserves my thanks, but my desert unmeritable shuns your high request. First, if all obstacles were cut away, and that my path were even to the crown, as the ripe revenue and dew of birth, yet so much is my poverty of spirit, so mighty and so many my defects, that I would rather hide me from my greatness, being a bark to brook no mighty sea, than in my greatness covered to be hid, and in the vapor of my glory smothered. But, God be thanked, there is no need of me, and much I need to help you. What I need, the royal tree hath left us royal fruit, which, mellowed by the stealing hours of time, will well become the seat of majesty, and make no doubt us happy by his reign. On him I lay that you would lay on me the right and fortune of his happy stars, which God defend that I should wring from him.
My lord! This argues conscience in your grace, but the respects thereof are nice and trivial. All circumstances well considered. You say that Edward is your brother's son? So say we too. But not by Edward's wife! For first was he contract to Lady Lucy. Your mother lives a witness to his vow, and afterward by substitute betrothed to Bona, sister to the King of France. These both put off, a poor petitioner, a care-crazed mother to a many sons, a beauty waning, and distressed widow, even in the afternoon of her best days, made prize and purchase of his wanton eye, seduced the pitch and height of his degree, to base declension and loathe bigamy. By her, in his unlawful bed, he got this Edward, whom our manners call the prince. More bitterly could I expostulate, save that for reverence to some alive, I give a sparing limit to my tongue. Then, good my lord, to take your royal self this proffered benefit of dignity, if not to bless us and the land withal, yet to draw forth your noble ancestry from the corruption of abusing times unto a lineal, true derived course. Do, good my lord, your citizens entreat you. Refuse not, mighty lord, this proffered love. Oh, make them joyful, grant that awful suit. Alas! Why would you heap this care on me? I am unfit for state and majesty. I do beseech you take it, nor to miss. I cannot, nor I will not, yield to you. If you refuse it, as in love and zeal, lead to oppose the child, your brother's son. As well we know your tenderness of heart and gentle, kind, effeminate remorse, which we have noted in you to your kindred, and eagerly indeed to all the states. Yet no, where'er you accept our suit or no, your brother's son shall never reign our king. But we will plant some other in the throne, to the disgrace and downfall of your house. And in this resolution here, we leave you. Come, citizens! Zoot! I'll entreat no more! Oh, did I swear, my lord of Buckingham! Call them again, sweet prince! Accept their suit, and you deny them, all the land will rue it! Will you enforce me to a world of cares? Call them again! I am not made of stones, but penetrable to your kind entreaties, albeit against my conscience and my soul.
King of Buckingham and sage grave men. Since you will buckle fortune on my back to bear a burden, well, I will or no, I must have patience to endure the load. But if black scandal or foul-faced reproach attend the sequel of your imposition, your mere enforcement shall acquaintance me from all the impure blots and stains thereof. For God doth know, and you may partly see how far I am from the desire of this. God bless your grace. We see it, and we'll say it. In saying so, you shall but say the truth. Then I salute you with this royal title. Long live King Richard! England's worthy you!
Amen.
Amen! Tomorrow may please you to be crowned, even when you please, for you will have it so.
Tomorrow, let me in your grace! And so much joyfully we take our leave!
Come, let us to our holy work again. Farewell, my cousin! Farewell, gentle friends!